Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Confidence Connection Show. I am joined by the amazing British Bombshell, who's coming to us live from New York. Look how fabulous she looks. As you all know, I love red, and there she is all coordinating in red. So she's a multifaceted, talented British Black woman who has created her success through hard work, grinding, and dedication. She's an international model, actress, host, fitness enthusiast, author, entrepreneur, and boss. So pretty much she does it all. And she will continue to keep doing it all. She has multiple degrees, so she proves that she's not just a pretty face, and she wants everyone to know that hard work truly does pay off. You can achieve anything you put your mind to, anything you want, and each day she sets goals, achieves them, and goes out and makes even more goals. It's important to always grow and learn and never give up, because if you believe in yourself, others will too. So welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. And do you want to give everyone tell us a bit more about yourself and your background and how you got to be where you are today?
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Well,
And yes, I matched the red just for you, 100%.
oh,
But yeah, so I am the British Bombshell. I was born in Scotland, raised in London. And then I moved to the States. I go back and forth though, from London to the States. And it's been a huge journey. I've always been into entertainment. From when I was little, I used to play the cello. Me and my brother were playing orchestras. I was into modeling. I've always been into the arts. But when I came to the States, I met Entertainment Vibes, and I had been doing my own thing kind of prior to that. I'd sing, I had like listening parties I had set up, a whole bunch of stuff. And then once I met Entertainment Vibes, I started doing the modeling a lot more seriously. And then I acted in a stage play that actually ran for 18 weeks, 2 blocks from Broadway. And, I just kept going and going and elevating with everything that I do. Now I have like 4 workout DVDs where, you tighten and tone the body. And I promote those workout DVDs daily. So, and when I say promote, like I'm literally going to people and letting them know, this is me, check it out, purchase it,
yeah,
buy like that serious grind, but I believe that it's not just about, the internet or whatever, like you touch people because with those same workout DVDs, it has been people that come up to me later on, like, I lost this and you motivated me. And, so
yeah,
all of those little moments, they kind of like help you keep going and like make you know that it's, it's going to work and it's for a purpose. So yeah, I'm
yeah.
all about like that.
That is so brilliant. I think you're the epitome of, like a personal brand. That if you've got the personal brand strong, you can do anything, which is awesome. You're not tied into one stream or one industry. You can apply your personal brand to anything. Which leads me into the next question, which is how did you come up with the name The British Bombshell, and what does that name mean to you? I can see that you've got the original bombshell in the background there.
That's right. Right. She's back there. I love her. She's amazing. I also have a picture of myself on the wall on the other side of this, just because you can't have Marilyn and not yourself. So, but
Exactly. I love that.
but so actually, the British Bombshell was created by the name was created by my management team, which is Entertainment Vibes, and specifically by the CEO. So it was interesting because when I first came into the company, I didn't really have a brand. I knew all the things that I wanted to do. I knew all the things that I loved doing. I remember Sex Boogie is his name, the CEO of the company. And he was like, it was like a huge meeting, a whole bunch of us models there. And he's like, if you really want to be down, grab the shovel, dig, and, we can like get there. And I'm like, what? Yeah, I'm going to do it. I remember I wrote him like a 5-page letter after that. Like, no, I'm
Yeah.
focused. I want to do this, And, that's after that, like, he's like, you know what? You're the British Bombshell. And I was like, you know what? I am. Like, I'm British. I'm a bombshell. It like worked
Yeah.
perfectly. So that was years ago. And
Yeah.
from then, I just, continued to build the brand and continue to do everything and put my name out there on anything that I do.
Yeah.
And pretty much exude that. I feel like
Yeah.
anyone can be a bombshell. It's something
Yeah.
amazing. Feel great.
Yeah.
And so, I just want everyone to be their own bombshell. Why
Yeah.
not? That's what it's about.
That's so fun. I love that. And you've got so much on your plate, which is amazing. But how do you, I mean, everyone's probably like, how do you juggle it all? And how do you decide what projects you want to pursue and take on?
Right. So I feel like impeccable time management. That's first and
Yeah.
foremost.
Yeah.
So I try to literally throughout the day I'm doing a million things. So 1 minute I'm filming different projects that we're working on, some that I've created, I've written, some through Entertainment Vibes. Then I'm promoting my workout DVD. The fourth one is out now. Then while I'm promoting my workout DVD, I'm sending out links to my novel. Like, go on, check it out. Then I'm doing brand ambassador for different companies. Then my clothing brand is out, so I'm putting that out. So honestly, I just feel like there's nothing that you can't do if you put your mind to it. So like I've always been like that since I was little, right?
Yeah.
I say, you know what, I want to do this, I'm gonna do it. And you just gotta find the time. So I feel like I have 25 hours in the day because I'm constantly going. Like I go from one thing to the next, and then when I get home, I'm like, all right, let me get on the computer, let me start writing. I'm currently working on creating my own corporation. So that's the whole big thing right there. And I'm like, okay, I've never done a website before, but I started creating the website. So I created my audiobooks. Like I literally feel like you can do anything that you put your mind to it. If you have that perseverance, if you have the want to actually know, then there's nothing that can stop you.
That is brilliant. And I can relate totally. I'm such a decisive person too. If I make up my mind about something, I'm like, I'm going to get it done. No matter how long it takes, it's going to happen. And it's funny that people sometimes are like, oh, cool for you. You're going to do that. Like people don't believe you. And you're like, no, when I make my mind up, it's going to happen.
Exactly.
And despite having all of this going on, you've managed to create a stress-free life that you love waking up to. So for everyone else that's out there, like, I want to do all this, but that sounds so stressful. What advice would you give to them so that they can achieve it all without being stressed out?
Yeah. So honestly, I always tell people, so the planning is really important. So like I plan for things way ahead of time. So that way, because for me, I believe Murphy's Law is always going to happen, right? What can happen will happen no matter what, right? So if you plan ahead, then if something happens, it's not really going to be as bad as you would think. So that's how I am. If I'm going to go somewhere, I'm going to leave 2 or 3 hours early so that I'm early and I'm expecting traffic. I'm expecting parking issues. I'm expecting all of that. So then I don't have to worry. So literally with everything I do, I just plan ahead and I try to get multiple steps ahead of whatever I need to in regards to any of the projects I'm working on, anything that I'm doing, so that I can now have that stress-free life and still take a little time for myself to travel and like do all those fun things as well,
Yeah. That's brilliant. That's such great advice. I think everyone can implement, and it's so true that you've got to be ready. Like, of course, you want to focus on the good stuff, but just be ready for the bad stuff to hit the fan and happen to you. Yeah. And so you've interviewed a lot of celebrities, worked with celebrities, hosted big events. So who's been your favorite celebrity you've worked with so far?
Oh man, there's a lot. I will say that. But the one thing I always tell people is that celebrities are just like us. So people like, they look at them like, oh my gosh, da, da, da. But to me, they're just like us. Like, and they're really nice. If you're humble and you're a nice person, they're going to be nice. I would say, let's see, I'll do like top 3. So, Neo, absolutely love
Awesome.
Neo. Every single time I've met him, he's been amazing. Like, never had any problem doing an interview, even if he's rushing. Like, he's just a really, really nice person, very genuine. Love him. Also, DJ Khaled.
He's fun.
Yeah, he's like really cool. And I remember like the one time I interviewed him, he was sick and like he was supposed to go home, but he still took it out. He took his time out to just like talk to me for a minute and like do a drop. And I was just like, that was so sweet of him to do that. And lastly, I would say Mona Scott. I really love when I talked to her and interviewed her because she was just so positive and all about women and that's your brand and I love it. And like she was just really, really motivational. So I would say those two.
Yeah.
There's many more. So whoever I didn't name, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Those are just top 3.
Oh, that's great. And I think it is important to remember they are just human, but people always find it so interesting to actually, I don't know, try to know them a bit more on a personal
Right.
level.
Yeah.
And so you've launched a book, as you said, and you're currently working on the second. So tell us more about the themes of the book and what can we look forward to in your next one?
All right. So my first book it's about women empowerment. I'm all about women empowerment, feeling strong, learning who you are, knowing what you stand for. The title is Why Are Women So Stupid? And people always, right. So you could take it in more than one way, right? But it's not meant to be any malice. It's all about the fact that we can be stupid and make stupid mistakes. But in the end, it's what we learn from those mistakes. So it's literally talking about like crazy mistakes that I made in my life, that other women I know made. And I don't name anyone, of course. But it talks about relationships, it talks about dating, it talks about power, gives lessons on life. And it's a really, really great, powerful book. It's on Amazon right now, and I absolutely love it. So book 2 now is actually about relationships and how to rebuild once the breakup happens. Because there's so many people that I know that just like, they don't know how to rebuild. They get stuck in that rut after the relationship is over. So in that novel, I'm up to like chapter 2. I want to have it done by like March the latest, which is my birthday, but I'm really pushing for December. Yeah. But it's talking about like all the different relationships that happen, types of relationships and everything, and when they break up, how you feel, and then how to rebuild, like really giving those lessons, really giving those tips and pointers on what to do to get your mind frame back and to be able to move on, without having so much emotional distress. So
Yeah, I love that. Sounds like they're really powerful books that, so many people can get something from and enjoy. So that's awesome. I do love, like you talked earlier, that you do put in the work and do the self-promotion. If anyone goes to your stories today, it is all over your stories sharing your book, which I love, that you're not afraid of a bit of self-promotion, which is awesome.
Never.
So now I've got some questions that I ask all my guests on the show. So what does confidence mean to you?
So confidence is something that I feel happens when you believe in yourself and you truly believe in yourself and you don't worry about what anyone else says. Because the most important thing is that whether you do things right, whether you do things wrong, people are going to talk about you. People are going to say stuff, but as long as you feel good in what you did and you know that you did it with the best of your heart, then no one else really matters. So when you lead with that, it kind of gives you that confidence to, say, okay, oh, well, I did that. It is what it is. I'm going to stand proud in it, and believe in myself because this is what I'm about. So you can talk about me all you want. I don't really care because, I'm happy with me.
Yeah, that is brilliant. That's such good advice. And I hope everyone made note of that or, rewinds and listens to it again, because that's such a great summary of what it means to be confident. And how do you personally help people build their confidence?
Oh man, so multiple ways. So one with the books, of course, so many people have actually written to me and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe you went through that. I think like it's so great that you were so open and really honest about the things that you went through, and it helped me to be even stronger. With the promotion of the DVDs, every day I have people tell me their stories, and that's one of the reasons why I love doing the grind and the promotion up front, because people are sometimes just, they need someone to talk to, and you don't know what they've been going through for that day. But the fact, like, they come to you and they're like, I've been struggling, I'm going through this, my health is here, what can I do in order to get my body here? And being able to uplift them and like give them those tips and those pointers, and really, really help them. It's like, it feels so good. So, I love doing that daily and just smiling. Like, I smile all the time because I feel like when you smile, it makes others smile. So, for me, like, that's a big thing. And, I really love helping people, honestly.
Yeah. That's brilliant. And yeah, I think smiles are contagious and your
Yes.
energy is contagious, and yeah, everything you exude is confidence. And I think people don't realize too, like you said, people are writing to you saying, wow, you're so honest, but honesty and vulnerability builds confidence. Like I feel like you can't be confident without a bit of trust in your vulnerability and your honesty. Like you can't just put up a mask. So many people think confidence is this big shield that we put out there, like, look at me, I'm so confident, but I'm just going to hide the real me back here. That's not confidence. It takes vulnerability and honesty to get there.
I agree. Like you have to be open to it, and you have to, like you said, be vulnerable, and standing in your truth and knowing who you are and just being open to it. And if people criticize, they criticize. If they don't, they don't. That right there is really powerful.
Yeah. So what would you say to someone who's wanting to build their confidence but doesn't know where to start, apart from smiling?
Um, One, get my book. No, but
Yeah.
two,
No.
honestly, two, honestly, I just feel like take that time for yourself to really learn who you are. And I talk about that in my book. I was
Yeah.
celibate for 8 years, right?
Yeah.
And I did that because like I just needed time for I didn't really plan on being celibate for 8 years, let's say that. Didn't plan it. But during that time, I was honestly able to just like figure out more about me and the things that I love and
Yeah.
the things that make me happy, and realize that you don't need anyone to make you happy.
Yeah.
You have to be happy first, and then you can like go out to the world and bring other people
Yeah.
into your circle. But honestly, like take that time for yourself, learn who you are, and like know what makes you happy, and really love yourself. Because if
Yeah.
you love yourself, then nothing can stop you. Like you're okay with letting go of things because it's not good for you. So I think
Yeah.
that's really important.
Yeah, that definitely is. And that's so true. That definitely fall into the, not worrying about other people's opinions. Other people's opinions aren't you. And I think too, especially as women, that we are raised to kind of, even though it's subtle and subconscious, we are raised to be the perfect wife for the perfect man, like it's all about how do we, be the best for our man. And I think that's great what you went through, finding who you are as a person without worrying about, trying to please a man. You
Yeah.
can actually become who you need to be. And then, yeah. And then when you do, if you find someone, if you want to pursue that, then you're a better version of yourself for them anyway. So it all kind of works out.
Exactly. Yeah. 100%
Yeah.
agree.
So what's something you know now that you wish you knew when you were younger?
Oh man. Let's see. I feel just you make stupid mistakes when you're younger, like I say.
Yeah.
And you realize like so many things just weren't even important. So I feel like, just like knowing the fact that the little things don't really matter in regards to like the bigger scheme of who you are and what matters to you.
Yeah.
So like just let them go and don't really like
Yeah.
like stay on them and like, oh man, I did this. Don't be so down on yourself. I feel like
Yeah.
a lot of times people are so down on themselves that they're even worse than others. They have
Yeah.
like this view of how they want to be and where they want to get to. And instead of looking at the little steps and where they've achieved, they're like
Yeah.
so focused on the big goal, they can't see that, what, I kind of just got to here and before I was here, so
Yeah.
don't be so down on yourself and kind of appreciate where you are in your growth. I
Yeah.
think that's important.
That's so true. I couldn't agree more. It's like when you get halfway up, there's always the analogy of climbing the mountain. When you're halfway up the mountain, you're like, oh, I've got so much to go. But if you look down, you're like, wow, I just climbed all that. Like, look at me.
Right.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
So what's the best advice you've been given, or like your favorite quote to live by?
So I always say, and this is like I wrote this in my high school book, perseverance is key. And I feel like I have just exuded that. Like I just won't give up. Nothing that I put my mind to, I don't feel that I can't accomplish. And if you persevere and you push yourself and you believe in yourself, then you will accomplish your goals. It's gonna take time. Nothing is, easy. It's not overnight. Where I am today was way further than I was 10 years ago. Like I built my success and will continue to build my success. And to me, this is just even the beginning. Like I have so much further to go. So, but as long as you persevere, once again, like it's key, like you're going to make it. It doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, but it's all about the focus and dedication at the end.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so powerful. So apart from your own, what's your favorite book and or podcast?
Ooh, well, you're my favorite podcast.
Oh, thank you.
That's it, confidence.
Take it.
I'm all about like I really, really love you. Like this is why I was like, yeah, I want to be on this show.
Awesome.
Because I tell people, I'm like, I've had people ask me to do interviews and stuff like that. And sometimes I turn them down because it's just not, it doesn't align with the things that I believe in. But the fact that you're about confidence, you're about women empowerment, you're about, like just, I love positivity. And like, that's what I'm all about. So I really, really love what you're doing. And I know it's going to be like a huge success, even more than now. And then a book I really love, Lean In by Sheryl Sandberg. Like that book is really powerful. And she talks about so many things in regards to just being a woman and being a mother in the workplace and, just everything that she had to go through to get to where she was. And then the other book that I love is Emotional Intelligence. And that book is like pretty deep too, because it talks about like all the different types of intelligences that we have and how to master those intelligences. So yeah, I would say those are like two ones I really love.
That's awesome. And I'm so grateful. Thank you. That's such a big compliment that you
accept
this interview and that, you are all about sharing positivity and I'm the same, hence why I'm here. Mm-hmm. That's why we're aligned and we're great together.
That's it.
So who's your favorite people to follow online for the same sort of things if people want to create a more positive social media feed?
It's funny, like honestly, I don't really have like any specific like celebrities I follow or like people per se. People that like purchase my products and like support me, then I support them and I follow them.
That's cool.
Like honestly, that is literally what it is.
I love that.
Yeah, like I feel like I'm building me, so I just want to kind of like just put out there what I love. Even with posting, like I post the things that I love to post. I'm not posting for anyone else. Like I'm like, I feel like posting this, I'm gonna post this. I wanted and it took time because social media is funny, like people are really focused on the likes and the comments and how many followers you have and all of that. And to be honest, once I stopped thinking about that and worrying about that, my engagement grew tremendously. And it's like, that's why I said you just got to do what you do because you like it. Because honestly, like my numbers flew up. Like sometimes this will happen, that I'm just like, okay, that's cool, But so I don't really follow anyone per se. Nice. I just I follow people that follow me and support me.
And I think that's an even better message to send anyway, that you want to appreciate. I think, and again, it comes back to focusing on what you haven't achieved. Like you said, the followers and stuff like, oh, I don't have 10,000 followers. No, but you have 500 and go take care of those 500 because they love you and, they're here for you. So go take care of them rather than following on how do I get another 500.
Exactly. Because those people that are truly invested in you are the people that are going to support you. You can have 1 million followers, but half of them are not even going to support when you put a product out. So what's the purpose of having them? Exactly. You want people that are actually going to believe in you and support you.
Yeah, exactly. That's great. And I love what you're saying about just being authentic. Forget about the algorithm. Just be authentically yourself and it'll pay off in the long run, which is so true. So where can people find you and connect with you if they want to know more?
Every social media outlet is all under British Bombshell. Instagram, Bombshell, Facebook, British Bombshell, YouTube, British Bombshell. Everything literally. If they Google British Bombshell, I'll pop up. trying to brand it everywhere. So, it's pretty out there right now. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And that's all part of why it's so important to have a personal brand so that you are easy and different to everyone else, which is great. So thank you so much. Do you have any final words you want to share, or any messages you want to share with the audience before we go?
Well, first, thank you so much for having me once again. And
You're
to
welcome.
everyone watching, just, confidence is important. And, I think if we put out more confidence, more happiness, more love in the world, like, we'll all truly be amazing. And let's build one another up instead of tearing each other down,
Yes.
and like really just spread positivity and love. That's what I'm about.
I love that. I'm getting goosebumps. I just love that message so
Oh,
right. Like, energy is contagious, and we can either go on an upward spiral or a
that's
downward
it.
spiral, and we all want to go on the upward spiral together, full
That's
of
it.
love and energy. So that's great. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you to everyone who's been tuning in. You've been getting lots of comments on YouTube, people wanting to know when you're next going to Atlanta and how long you've been modeling. So thanks everyone who's been tuning in, and we'll see you all next week on the next episode of the Confidence Connection Show.
Bye.
See you everyone.